folks, we're here driving up Lincoln Street, on the top of the hill. A little private cemetery here. The village of Augusta. It's been here a long time. This has been here well over 100 years. Beautiful trees here. I'm going to go and take a little look at my relatives that are buried here. This time of year, my mother and my brothers and my grandmother and I, we'd come here and Mom and Grandma would take the flowers up from around the graves up here, and they'd take the flower planter. It was kind of a white, marble looking urn, and they would dump it upside down for the winter and fall. And they would say a couple prayers, and then we would all leave. Here's a planter very similar right here to the one that we had over here. Just like that. See, it's been turned upside down. Okay? We're going to do a little then and now, including this big tree right up here, straight ahead. Wait till you see that in the background. Behind a gentleman that is standing right here, looking at his parents' graves. He's buried here now too. He happens to be a World War I veteran, and his family. But back in the day, it didn't quite look like this. I'll be right back. Now, we'd come up here when we were kids in the fall, and then again in the spring to bring the flowers up and plant them. Over here, there was this little shed. It was a different looking little shed then, but that's all that was here. The tree next to it, well, it was much smaller. That's close to 60 years ago when I remember first coming here. All back here was woods, just like you see back behind it. Take a little walk down here. This was the 2-track, led right here next to the family plot, and it went down around that big tree there, along the fence. And then there's one little road that runs up the center, and another one goes around the outside. All of this was thick. You couldn't get into it. There was a fence along here as well, and it was just as thick as the wood you see back there. Over the years, they have logged this out and improved this, and this is part of the expansion of the cemetery, where this will be expanded into. Back here, of course, is the little area that they have at all cemeteries, place to put the soil, maintenance area, and so forth. And then right back here as well, when we were kids, they had expanded into this part right here where you see the tree, and wait till you see the then and nows. I will line this up. I don't believe this road was here. I don't think it was. I think in the then and now, all right, I don't believe there was anything back here. Maybe 1 or 2 burials right along the roadway here that I'm parked on. But I think back in here, we'll have to take a look at that. I don't think there was anything here. I think this is all forest. Okay, that tree right there, well, that's going to be real important in lining things up here with Uncle Fred. Okay, here is the family plot. Okay, and right here was, you'll notice also in the then and nows, these headstones are a little taller looking. They have sunk into the ground over the decades. Since 1922, well over 100 years. This is my great-grandfather, and this is my great-grandmother. And next to great-grandmother is my grandfather. I wonder who's named after him. Okay. Back here, we have Uncle Fred, That was my grandfather's, or this is my grandfather's brother. He's a World War I veteran. Has a marker there, and there's an American flag placed there. Appropriate times of year, which actually can be any time. The family tends it. I remember Uncle Fred. Okay, this is Aunt Molly, Fred's wife. And I can tell you is that I was knew Aunt Molly for decades. I was a pallbearer here for Molly's funeral. Between them is their only child, little Gordy, born in 1920. He was killed in 1929 up near Mount Pleasant, Michigan, in a sledding accident. They were on a sled holding onto the back of a vehicle, skeeching down a hill, as it were, and they got to the bottom, and I guess he let go or something and went under the vehicle, and a tragedy happened. He was interred there in Mount Pleasant area until decades later, and my mother and father decided to have his body removed here, or removed from Mount Pleasant, and moved here and buried right here between his mother and father. And so there's the family. I will insert pictures of Fred standing in the human shield in 1918 over at Fort Custer, taken by Mole out of Chicago, I believe, was the photographer. It set up these large human military eagles and statues of liberty using all military personnel. The one that Fred is in was 30,000 officers and men right over here on the parade field at Camp Custer at Springfield, Battle Creek. And he is fully visible in the front. I think he's the fifth person from the commander who's standing at the very tip of the shield. And as you go farther back, you'll see him. He's the man with larger man with a white t-shirt. You can't miss him. That's Uncle Fred. And then as you go back, you can see the depth of field, thousands and thousands of men. In the back, there are men on horseback. If you zoom up, there are men with motorcycles and sidecars. But I have a picture we're going to do then and now of Fred standing right here in the middle of this picture, looking down at the graves of his mother and his father. And of course, I don't believe his brother, Uncle Ed, or my grandfather Ed, I don't believe that he is buried here yet. I don't think he had passed away yet. We'll take a look at that. I'm sorry I didn't look at that photo before I came here today, but I believe it's just Fred and the two graves, and you'll see how rustic it looks behind him, and you'll see that tree. And that tree isn't any bigger round than my leg at the least. But it is the same tree, and you can even tell by the branches and the configurations of the branches how they've grown over the years. And it is the same tree. Pretty cool. All right, I'll be right back.